Oh, hello out there. I was called earlier today. I was watching actually Wendy Williams' show, and I know everyone loves Wendy Williams. Mostly my wife, she loves Wendy Williams. I am a little bit upset with Wendy Williams, and I will speak my mind today because, everyone's going after Kanye West. And my problem with that is he gained weight. He's going to gain weight because he's on medicine. And I think people need to respect that. We need to quit shaming people because they gain weight. In order for them to remain healthy, they have to take the medicine, and you will gain weight. And it takes time to figure out which medicine is going to work. So while you guys are all complaining and dumping on Kanye, maybe you guys should cut him some slack. Gaining weight is part of the process. You'd have to be Britney Spears, moving constantly, working out constantly, no time for your family. And she's a good mother, excuse me, by the way. I'm so proud of her as a mother. But her body is amazing. But how many of us really have that much time during the day? I'm not saying that some of the things that Kanye says and does is appropriate, but we need to cut him some slack. Going through mental illness and mental changes in your mind is not an easy thing to do. And those of us who have children, or those of us who take meds, or family members that take meds, this is really a smack in the face. You want them to get healthy? Well, it's a process. And those of us who have loved ones or care about them, or even ourselves that take meds, stop shaming people because they gain weight for taking meds. They're trying to get a healthier life, and part of the side effects are weight gain. That's why so many people don't want to take meds, because of the weight gain. So I wish people would stop bashing people because they gain weight, or the things that they say. Yes, they may say some things that may be out there, but if they're trying to get help, and they're trying to get help, I'm glad that Kim is sticking up for her man. That's a positive thing. Yes, I know the culture, we do say things like, oh, if it was this or if it was that, it would be different. It doesn't matter the race. When it comes to mental illness, it doesn't just pick a certain type of race or a certain type of person. She should not just pack up her kids and leave. That comment is so ridiculous. Stay with them, be down for your man. I'm glad that you're sticking up for him. That is your husband. Those are his kids. And people with mental illness, you are setting an example. You're trying to get help. And I know you're going to get better, Kanye. We're rooting for you. We are rooting hard for you and for Kim. Regardless to what you or her do, you guys are role models of a family trying to heal with mental health issues. And we stand by you, because nobody with mental health should have their kids taken away and their wife taken away because they're trying to get better. Yes, it is a struggle, and it takes a lot of hard work, but that doesn't mean you run and you take people's kids away. That won't make people get help. That's what makes people do horrible, horrific things. So please, out there, think before you speak, because there are a lot of people who need help, who are afraid to get help. And when they start gaining weight, they get off their meds because they don't want to be fat, or they don't want to be this or that. Yes, it's a lot of work. You have to exercise, you have to eat properly, and some people can afford chefs and do the workouts, and others are trying to live. They're working, they're taking care of their family, they're taking care of their kids. Even some people are on Social Security, and it's not enough money to live off of, really. I mean, people really need to give people a break, because if you're going to say, on one hand, we don't want guns in our schools, we don't want people walking around homeless, we don't want this or we don't want that, but at the same time, you're putting people in a position to not even come to get help. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. The statements that are being made are really unfair. And you guys need to think before you speak, because there are people out there listening. There are people who are sick walking around the streets right now who know they need help. the side effects are so bad. What you ought to be doing is talking to the manufacturers of these drugs, asking them, how can we help to get some of these side effects down? That's what you ought to be asking, not bashing people who are trying to really do their best. I hope that there's people out there that will join me in this and saying, Kanye, keep going, don't give up. Whatever you're going through right now, this is temporary. You will get better. And I'm sorry that people are treating you like you're some type of animal just trying to do what you've got to do. Please don't give up. And Kim, for you, I'm glad that you're staying with your man. Do not take your kids away and run because you're going through a hard time. That's not a real wife. A real wife would stand by her man and take care of the kids and still remain with them. A real wife. That's what a real wife does. They're not just there during the good times. They're there during the rough, the bad, and the ugly times, and the good times. Anyone could be there during the good times. Well, what kind of person would take their kids away because of that? If you really sit down and think, and I'm sure maybe Wendy Williams wasn't thinking when she said some of those things, or maybe she was. Maybe that's how she really feels. But, you know, it's just like an addict. I mean, with her being a recovering addict, she's got to think about that. It's not about just taking people's kids away. I mean, we want recovery. We want things to happen in the judicial system for reform. There's so much more to life about giving people chances that you really got to stop and think to yourself and say, hey, wake up. Do we really want to take this man's kids away because he made some statements? Do we really want his wife to leave him? What type of wife would leave someone in their most critical time in their life? I mean, geez, he lost his mother. For God's sake, does anyone out there have any marbles? You guys are supposed to be the ones that are not on meds. Give the man a break. Give him a break. Let him go through what he's going through. Say some prayers for him. Tell him, man, it's going to get better. Yes, I'm not expecting you to lie to him, but I am expecting people to be compassionate and show some support. It is not easy to be on those meds. The side effects are so horrific. Some people are not paralyzed, but really become walking and shaking and all kinds of horrific things. You all, if you're having side effects, talk to your doctors. Don't give up on the meds. Talk to your doctors because there are some things that they can help with, you know, and I think that as Americans, period, we have to start addressing these issues. We have so many men locked up who, if could have had help with meds, could be out in the neighborhood still today. So please give people a break. Stop being so damn judgmental. Excuse my language. Stop being judgmental. You are not God. You are not the power almighty. All of you are acting like you've never done anything wrong in your life. No one on this earth is perfect. You all please remember that. Please remember that. As for Miss Roseanne Barr, I don't know what to think. I'm just so disgusted by you calling someone an ape. That is the most horrible racist comment that you can make. I don't even know. I don't know why anyone would keep your show on after something like that. That's just disgusting. And, you know, furthermore, I'm sure there'll be consequences behind that. You've got to really watch what you say. And, you know, I was doing a podcast yesterday, actually 2 days ago, with someone from England, and I listened to his point of view and his thoughts. And I know that some people might go against what I was saying too, but I feel like when you go to a country, you have to respect their rules. Just like, you know, instead of building a wall, people need to respect our country rules. I do agree with that. If I come to England, I have to respect the rules of England. I can't go over there and start making trouble because I feel that it should be different. No, I have to respect England's rules. And I think we found common ground, and it was a really good podcast. So if you get a chance, go on Anchor and look for JVAN and listen to that podcast. I mean, I agree with some things. I don't think we need a wall because I don't think a wall is going to solve our problems. We have to solve American problems with ourselves first. And, you know, other things, put other things in place besides a wall. I think that is a horrible waste of money that could go to programs to really help people, to help themselves, and to give people jobs. I mean, you know, there are some things that are very true, but there are some things that are just ridiculous. Now, you know, I'm not a person that probably should be speaking on everything, but I do think that I'm more in touch with reality than some of the people that are sitting in politics right now who are billionaires and trillionaires who don't think about the people who are in everyday life, as I always say. So, you know, I am kind of happy that the pride flag was waving over the South Pole for the first time ever. I'm very, very happy about that. And there was a cold-blooded attacker repeatedly stabbed a gay couple who were holding hands. That is just outrageous, outlandish, and disgusting. And an LGBT activist warned cops about a shooter before he attacked. They didn't listen. So, you know, it's serious out here. It's dangerous. People are really taking this to a whole new level. We already know that hate crimes are quadrupled since Trump's been in office. And I wish that Trump would come on national TV and speak and denounce this type of hate, because he has a lot of public people looking at him, and this is not acceptable. Hate crime is not acceptable by any means. It is disgusting, and it is a horrible thing. Nobody should have to bury a loved one just because of their gender or sexual orientation. That is just disgusting. And Hawaii bans dangerous ex-gay conversion therapy. Clap, clap, clap. 100 claps for that. Because the people that have actually gone through gay conversion understand the dangers of the gay conversion. So many people have killed themselves afterwards. So many people are drug addicts, alcoholics. It's really a very dangerous thing. But I'm sure if you know about gay conversion, you've ever heard about that. The stories are horrendous, and hopefully everyone will ban that gay conversion therapy. Democrats have gone to a huge field of LGBT candidates nationwide this election, which thank goodness for that. And I'm just hoping that, you know, we can help people, period. You know, if everyone would just treat each other with respect, you don't have to become gay. You don't have to even like gay. But if you can just treat each other with respect and human dignity, the world would be a better place. Period, point blank. You know, we have an activist, Elton John, who is a wonderful person who does a lot for people all over the world. He really, really does way more than just raise money for HIV. He's really, really looking for a cure. He's really activist all over, not just one spot, everywhere. He's done many, many things that so many people wish they could do. And, you know, I had a brother who died, unfortunately, of AIDS, and I am so happy to be just, Elton John is like a hero of mine because he really, really, really cares. It's more than just about money or a song or any of that. He's a person who cares. And, you know, losing a brother to AIDS, it really woke me up, and it made me think like, wow, if only I had knew some of the things that he was going through during the AIDS and HIV process and him getting sick and things like that. And you wonder, could I have made him take his medicine? Could I have done this or done that? I know that I couldn't make him do anything, but I miss him and I love him. And I'm going to do my best to advocate for help for people who are living with HIV. Obviously, the meds are there. I know that sometimes they put down that these meds are dangerous, but dying is dangerous. So sometimes you have to choose. It's just like the grandparents that I talked to who are raising the grandkids, and they're telling me that they have to go day by day to figure out which meds they're going to buy, this month, or which ones they can skip, or which co-pays. Even going back to mental health for a minute, people who have co-pays of $40 and you're on a fixed income, that's a lot to pay to get mental health help. There's a lot of things that could be changed with mental health. And I hope that Kanye one day will be that person to advocate for that. I know I'm skipping back to mental health, but it is important. If you have to decide if you're going to get therapy or you're going to eat, that's a problem. You want kids to be able to come out. If they gain weight with some meds and people are bullying them, how long do you think they're going to take their meds? We've got to change a whole system. It's not just guns. It is not just guns. We have to fix the laws. We have to fix our medical system. You need to make mental health free and affordable. The copays are ridiculous. You're telling me $40 a week, 80 every 2 weeks, add another 80. That's what? It's a lot of money. I mean, for some people, it isn't a lot of money. I get that. But for the rest of America, that's a lot of money to put out just to talk to somebody. We're not even talking about the co-pays for medicine. Co-pays for medicine are ridiculous. I mean, it's almost like you're stuck. We have to change as a nation. We have to change our mental health system. You want people to get better in America? Change the system. Change the system. Stop taking only Medicaid people. What about the rest of us? What about the people who aren't on Medicaid? Why can't they get help? Why can't they get help at a reasonable cost? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I can't imagine what Kanye probably pays for, medicine and things of that nature. If you guys want help, we have to build help. We have to keep shouting until someone hears us. We want help. We need help. America, please, please, I'm asking you, if you want to stop shootings, you want to stop people who are just living on the streets, you've got to get us help. There is help out there, but it is not cheap. And when you're already struggling to pay your bills, it's not cheap. I mean, they're going up on this. I'm not on CMHA, but they're talking about going up on rent. You really have to look at today's society. I understand Trump wants everyone working. He doesn't want to pay for anything or anyone. But you just gave people who are billionaires actual money. So we have to take a look at that. And we need to restructure a lot of things. I know that he wants everyone to work. I get that. But everyone's not capable of working, and making people work who can't work is a disgrace. So please, I'm asking you, you need to start talking to regular people, Trump, not just your billionaire friends, because they don't know nothing about what it takes to live. Thank you and goodbye. I'll see you next time.